She was given her codename by Captain America Steve Rogers. Let's get into the video and find out who is Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. Catherine Elizabeth Bishop is the youngest of two children. Her father Derek was a publishing tycoon and her mother Eleanor was a philanthropist. Her parents were separated and her mother spent most of her time abroad. One day, the young Kate witnessed her dad beating a man in his office. The very next morning, her father had to leave to go to a meeting. Kate was curious about what her dad was really into, so she snuck into the trunk of the car to follow him to his meeting. At the meeting site, he met with the villain El Matador. Then after the meeting, her father departed, but Kate messed around and got herself caught by El Matador's men as her father left. Once El Matador and his men figured out that Kate was the daughter of Derek Bishop, they held her for ransom, but Kate was able to struggle free and tried to escape. El Matador's men were about to catch her when an arrow came flying by Kate. The Avengers had been monitoring El Matador's activities and come to the rescue. Kate was impressed with all of the Avengers, but in particular Hawkeye. She was amazed that a normal man with no superpowers and only a bow and arrows could be an Avenger. When she was questioned by the police about what had happened, she lied to keep her father from getting in trouble. Kate would often spend most of her time alone as her dad was too busy building his empire and her sister was too busy spending his money. Kate was never really comfortable with her family's wealth and took after her mother. She donated money and time to soup kitchens, women's shelters, and other causes. Then one day, as she was walking through Central Park, Kate was sexually assaulted. After that incident, Kate vowed she'd never be caught defenseless again. She started a hardcore physical training program and learned kickboxing, various martial arts, fencing, and archery. She would later attend her sister's wedding at St. Patrick's Cathedral. Gunmen rushed in during the ceremony, taking everyone hostage. That's when a group of novice heroes, calling themselves the Young Avengers, busted in to save the day, but all they did was make a mess of things and end up becoming hostages themselves. That's when Kate took matters into her own hands and used one of the Patriots' throwing stars to take out a gunman, allowing the Young Avengers to be able to take down the other gunman and escape before the police arrived. Later at the hospital, Kate was approached by Cassie Lang, the daughter of Ant-Man. She was looking for the Young Avengers and hoped Kate knew where they were. But all that Kate knew was that they flew off towards the park before the police arrived. Kate would end up joining Cassie in her hunt for the Young Avengers. The two tracked them down to the old Avengers mansion and then asked to join the Young Avengers. A short time later, Captain America and Iron Man showed up to try and convince the Young Avengers to disband before they got themselves hurt. But the young heroes were adamant about continuing, so the two Avengers resorted to tricking the Young Avengers into a room which they locked them in for their own safety until they could contact their parents. Kate had been separated from the group and watched Iron Man on the sly as he entered the security codes. She then used the security code to scavenge through the mansion to put together a costume and find weapons. She hooked herself up with the Sword of the Swordsman, Mockingbird's battle staves, and Hawkeye's bow and arrows. She then made her way to freeing the Young Avengers. The Young Avengers would then prove themselves as capable heroes by defeating Kang the Conqueror, but Captain America still insisted they disband and made them return the weapons. Kate was determined to keep the team together and used her dad's money to get the team new costumes, weapons, and a new base of operations. The Young Avengers would continue to operate, but when the Patriot was severely wounded, Captain America again tried to get them to quit. This time, Kate stood up to Captain America, telling him they wouldn't quit and if he really cared about their safety, he would have trained them. After mulling over what Kate had told him, Captain America ended up sending back Hawkeye's bow and arrows to Kate. He also gave her the codename of Hawkeye because her attitude reminded him of Clint Barton's. Kate Bishop is a highly skilled athlete trained in various weapons and forms of combat. She is an extremely skilled swordsman and master archer. Well, that's the origin of Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. As always, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to stop by the channel and check out this video. Please smash that like button and drop a comment down below. That'll do it for this video. We'll see you again real soon, but until then, I'm outie. Peace.